Not a matter of if, but when crisis will rock your world. I'm Roshini Rajkumar, licensed attorney, crisis strategist, and host of The Crisis Files. I am constantly in search of innovative solutions for crises with innovative leaders who try to transform. Today, that leader is Ann Marie Krautheim. She is the CEO of GENYOUth, a national nonprofit in the United States dedicated to helping children to thrive by eating and staying healthy through physical activity. Ann Marie is here for the case file I call Nutrition Kids. Ann Marie, it might surprise people to find out that 1 in 5 kids in the U.S. has food insecurity.
Exactly. And actually, we did a national survey of adults, and only 64% recognize that food insecurity among youth is a challenge in this country. As you noted, 1 in 5 children in the United States is living in food insecurity. And if you look at children living in communities of color, that number is even higher. 1 in 3, closer to 1 in 3 of those children. So we believe that no child should be hungry. And the work that we do really is focused on equipping schools with equipment and resources to help ensure that children start their day with a healthy meal. And we do that by growing participation in school breakfast and breaking down the hurdles. 30 million kids rely on school meals every day. And we need to make sure that they're equitably accessible and that all children have access.
I think we even as adults understand if you don't get that first food of the day, whatever time that is, for me, it's before 7 a.m., it's a tough day. I mean, if you don't get that protein in the morning, it makes your whole body, your mind more sluggish. Only 8 states in the U.S. have universal free lunch, regardless of need, and another 12 have active campaigns to bring these programs to their own schools. And when you think about the sheer population of the United States, that really isn't a lot of states that are doing this universally, Ann Marie.
You're right. And there's a lot of activity underway to bring healthy, free school meals for all to life in all 50 states, but it's been a slow progress. And we know that children do qualify for free and reduced price meals in school across this country. However, what happens is sometimes those children do not take advantage of those free or reduced price meals because of the stigma. Many kids skip that morning free breakfast because they feel like it's a signal to their peers that they may not have adequate food at home. But when schools adopt healthy free meals for all children, it really levels the playing field. It takes away that stigma, and all children are equally accessing those meals at no charge in the school. And that's really a big part of what we do at GENYOUth. We do want all children to have access and make it easy. So in addition to the stigma that's sometimes associated with school breakfast, it's also a lack of time. Kids sometimes don't have the time to get off the bus or from their vehicle drop off all the way to the cafeteria, sit down and eat their breakfast, and then get to their classroom before the school day starts. So GENYOUth raises money to give grants to schools that help bring that school breakfast, healthy school breakfast, milk, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, right to where kids are coming in to the school building. They literally grab and go, and it overcomes the hurdles of both time and stigma by not requiring kids to venture to the cafeteria alone for that morning meal.
Right. It's so important. I mean, optics matter. We know that as adults. It's probably even amplified for children when there's even a hint that there's going to be a stigma. And, we grow out of it, hopefully, but kids really do care. Teens really do care. What are my friends going to say? What are they thinking about me? The very thought of giving kids these meals seems so obvious and so needed. So why do you think we don't have the universal meals across all of the states in the U.S.?
Yeah, I'm sure, it comes down to economics. It's a state decision. And during COVID, universal school meals were offered. pretty much across the country. Those expired as a country, we got back to normal post the pandemic. But individually, states are putting this legislation on the table to be adopted state by state. So it's really, it's supported at the federal level, financially to some extent, but the states also have to put forth their support for this to happen within the schools in the state. So we're hoping to see it continue to grow. There's so much evidence. One, school meals are the healthiest meal that kids are eating. Even when you look at what they're eating at home or in other locations, school meals are the gold standard. They're really a living textbook, is what we like to say. It's where kids can see a healthy, balanced meal, whether it's breakfast, lunch. Many schools offer after school snacks and even supper and weekend programs. So kids can learn about what a healthy meal consists of. We also know that kids who eat school meals do better nutritionally overall compared to their peers. And recently, the folks that are working on the dietary guidelines for Americans recognize key nutrients that kids are under consuming. They're called nutrients of concern: calcium, vitamin D, potassium, and fiber. And we know that school meals provide the foods, milk, fruits, vegetables, and whole grains that will help to close that nutrient gap. So school meals are really not only essential for food insecurity and but also to foster nutrition security.
I love that. Nutrients of concern. That's a great term for all of us to hear and to understand, and maybe ask those questions of our legislators, of our school superintendents, and even the educators. Are we getting enough nutrients of concern here at this school? And if I don't have a school-aged child, how can I help make sure, as a concerned citizen? So I really love that term.
I'd encourage parents or community leaders to go in and eat breakfast or lunch with kids in your district. It's a great opportunity for kids to have that time with you and to socialize, but also for you to see the healthy meal they're receiving in school. All school meals follow federal guidelines. They have to offer a healthy, balanced meal, with specific numbers of servings from each of those food groups we mentioned. So we know that kids are getting a healthy meal, but a lot of times parents don't know because we're not in the building and we don't see that every day.
I love that offer. Just
Yes.
Call them up and say, I'd love to come and have lunch with the kids today. Let's make it happen. A great challenge to all of us, Ann Marie. It does seem obvious that physical activity is so important for young people. What are you seeing in K through 12 across the United States? Is that really a challenge, even though we know it's pretty obvious?
Right. It's a growing concern as well. Just like we see staggering statistics on the food insecurity side of the equation here in the U.S., we really do have a crisis in physical activity. Fewer than 1 in 4 children are meeting the recommended 60 minutes of physical activity daily. It's even more dire among girls and, again, children in communities of color. Schools, we just recently did a survey at GENYOUth. We have a youth advisory council comprised of students from the ages of 12 to 18, and they tell us if it's about us, don't do it without us. So we go to kids and we ask them what's happening, where are you getting your physical activity, what are your obstacles to good nutrition? And on the physical activity front, we did learn that while kids are falling short across the board on physical activity, the number one place they're getting their activity is school. Schools, through physical education, they provide a safe place for kids to play. It does not require incremental cost or fees or equipment to be in school. So kids have that equitable, safe place to play in school. And so our work, we're trying to make those programs more exciting to kids, want to be engaged, want to not just sit on the sidelines. And one of the programs that we offer for schools nationwide is NFL Flag in School. So it's a flag football curriculum that PE teachers use in school. It's often used before and after school. And kids love it, boys and girls. It's just such an exciting program to see kids want to be engaged and be active and part of that program.
I love that you give kids a seat at the table. They definitely deserve it, and They can teach us all so much. I also love, because I am familiar with Gen Youth's connection with the NFL, every year when the Super Bowl comes around, you do Taste of the NFL, and that is the night before the big Super Bowl game where the chefs of whatever community the NFL game is being played or the Super Bowl is being played, those chefs donate their time and their talents, and all these celebrity NFL players and other celebs come in, the chefs, and all of that money is going to local great causes as well as the causes of Gen Youth. So I'm really excited that you have such a high-profile organization and event that's partnering with you, Ann Marie, and I'm guessing that has led to a lot of amazing wins.
It really has. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year. We net about $2 million. Those resources go directly back to schools across the country to increase access to healthy school meals. And it's just a wonderful way not only to generate funds that will benefit children through their school community, but also elevate the issue and help to educate the community how important school meals are for kids and how support through organizations such as ours at Gen Youth can help make a difference. Children who start their day with a healthy meal and physical activity, they not only are healthier, they're consuming better diets, they're moving their muscles, but they're also doing better in the classroom. There's research that shows that kids who eat breakfast before school and are physically active, they have better reading scores, math scores, better attendance, less absenteeism, fewer visits to the nurse's office. So combined, nutrition and physical activity are just so essential to help children thrive and be their best selves.
Well, what I wish is that Gen Youth one day, your organization won't even be needed because you've accomplished the mission of making sure all school-age kids are getting the healthy meals they need, they deserve, and that really launch them into their day, into their lives, because they are the future of our country. Ann Marie Krautheim, thank you so much for your dedication to kids. It really is admirable in everything your team does at Gen Youth. You can find out more and get active with them at genyouthnow.org. Have fun, and Godspeed to you, Ann Marie.
Thank you.
Today's case file is powered by Northwing Digital. Northwing Digital is driven by a simple mission: help businesses succeed. Guided by core values, trust through transparency, and GSD, get stuff done, Northwing specializes in SEO and paid digital ads that deliver measurable results. From Google search to paid social, strategies that help your business stand out and grow. Make your marketing dollars work harder. Visit northwingdigital.com to get started. Northwing Digital, your partner in growth every step of the way. Follow the show on YouTube and Instagram at The Crisis Files. Rate, review, and subscribe to The Crisis Files on your platform of choice. Check out our website, thecrisisfiles.com, to catch up on all case files and to share ideas for future case files. I'm Roshini Rajkumar. Join me next time on The Crisis Files.